What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified anytime something comes up on the channel. Today we've got some help. We got Jacob over there with the wiring. And we got Joey here trying to figure out a brake light switch at the moment. But today we are doing a lot of wiring stuff. One reason why we are doing the wiring stuff is because we are hooking up an ARC8000 or ARC8000, whatever you want to call it. And basically we're just taking the whole car down to a bare minimum as far as wiring goes. As you can see, there was a lot of stuff that came out from factory and it was very confusing when it was time to figure out what wire goes where. Now we are starting fresh. There are a few wires in here. We left a lead coming from the fuel pumps just so we can splice into those, and then you got the main power wire over there. We've already started working on the Holley terminator signal wire, or the constant 12-volt wire there. Here we have started mocking up where we're going to put our fuse block and relays. The dash obviously will sit somewhere around in here. This should give us plenty of room to work on this wiring box, if you will, if we do have an issue. Plenty of room there, and then all the wires coming out of here will be our powers, and then the grounds will just go to the chassis. So we haven't really laid any wires yet. That's kind of what Jacob is doing right now. He is going over our list of wires that we have. We have headlights, electric fan, water pump, starter, wiper motor, terminator, fuel pump, taillights, all that stuff. And he is going over and trying to piece together what wire is going to go where, and kind of color code it so that if we have to run down a wiring problem, if we see a pink wire, it's going to go to the lights. So we'll know if there's an issue with the pink wire, it's something with the taillights or headlights. Or vice versa, if we have a problem with headlights or taillights, we can just go directly to the pink wire and see what's going on with it. So it's gonna be a little bit here. It's gonna be a pretty hectic little deal, but the hard part was getting the wiring out, and now we're just doing all the prep work to start throwing it all back in. How you doing over here, sir?
Oh God, this is a wreck. It's a wreck. I do not recommend it.
Headlights. What's the blue?
Starter.
Starter.
Here you go. Yellow is wipers. Green is, can't read my handwriting, electric fan. Pink is headlights. Water pump is orange. Boom.
What he's doing is he's putting them all together so that we can throw them through here, and that's going to be our source of wires to come out to the front. Really not that big of a harness.
It's just the front.
Yeah. But still, I mean, 5 wires coming through versus 6,000 wires that were coming through from the fuse box.
Yeah.
That's why I told you I'd pay you per wire. You want to run it down through here? Huh? You want to run it down through here?
Yeah, just anywhere that.
Or you want to run it down through here? Let's do it right here. Oh, God. Should be. Oh, where'd the wire go? Oh, you keep pulling it. Oh. Alright, now what's your work it. You think that's good, or you want to go here? Light. You could be good right here. See what we can see right here. Just to do something with that. Did that get us enough in there? So I want to coil some of that up.
Yeah.
In case we ever need it again.
You're always, if that's all you're gonna run, then this is as far as you're going with it.
Yeah, that's true. Probably put a hole in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you run another small hole.
Put your hole, yeah, that'd be fine.
Run the bottom.
I'd do it up top.
Well, it'll be according to which one they go to.
Yeah, whichever it goes to, that's where you're gonna put your hole. I mean, I'd put one hole up top and one hole on the bottom. That way, if you've got to,
I'm gonna coil some of this up though.
yeah, put it up in there.
That way, if we ever have an issue or we need to pull some or pull a neck out or something, we can zip tie it up out of the way and still have this.
I always have more.
These ends and have a little bit to pull on in case, you know. It's a good idea. It feels like the right thing to do.
I mean, I would do it. Hi, Terry. Shield?
From like. Oh, that's so good. Okay.
Now comes the fun part.
Wiring all this stuff in. Oh, Lord have mercy. So easy peasy right there. Oh no. Bam.
Is it perfect?
Put a screwdriver in here somewhere.
We actually decided against the terminal block over there. What we're actually going to do is mount the Terminator X over there and make it look a little bit better, and keeps it from being mounted to the floor. Oh, first wire. I think that little plate comes up, don't it? Or does it?
It's ox sandwiches in between. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. First wire. Yeet.
Bam.
Bam.
Why do you always show up when the camera's around?
And since we did mount the Terminator there, we went ahead and ran the engine wiring harness out through where the factory harness comes out from BMW. So all this is ready to go as well. We just did it kind of preemptively so that whenever it is time to throw it in there, we've already got that done. And have all the wires coming down through here, and then we'll just cut it to length whenever it's time. What's up, guys? It is day 2 of the wiring process. Jacob is here over there where I can't see him. We're gonna try and knock all the wiring out today. Don't know what I showed you guys from last time, but we're just gonna pick up where we left off, and hopefully this won't take too much longer and the whole car will be ready for accessories.
Yeah.
So pretty much what we got done last time, we ran all of the wire through the firewall of the car that needs to go into the board here. We got starter, ignition, fuel, water pump, fan, headlights, and wipers. Those are all the main things that we're going to power through the ARC panel. And now we just have to finish running all the wire to where it's going to go, solder the connections, and that's pretty much going to be it. Alright, so our headlight fiasco that's going to go down, I'm going to let Jacob explain how we have this running and why we have it running this way.
So we wanted to use one color for all the things that were going to be on the same circuit. So we chose pink for all the lights and stuff. Basically, the way our system's structured, we're just going to have one power wire run into each electronic accessory, and then it'll be grounded on its own. So straight to the chassis or to a ground block of some sort. So basically, we're going to have one main power wire coming from the switch. That's this one. That we need to tie into a lot of different things. We need a headlight and a parking lot for this corner, and then a headlight, and I'll have to make a parking lot over there for that corner. So this one's going to run around to that side, and then I need another main power wire on the same circuit going back to the rear so that we can make our tail lights. And I'll split off all of these and use the FD third braking lights, and all of this stuff will be tied in together. But for added security, we're soldering every single connection rather than just butt connecting stuff together, so that we hopefully don't have to work on this stuff anymore. Wish us luck.
So we have a method to this madness, and we feel like this is going to be the best way to do all of the lighting. Just make it all one color, pick a power source, run it all from that one power source, so that whenever you toggle it on, that's going to be your lighting light. So once we toggle on headlights on our ARC panel. It's gonna not only turn on the headlights, but it's also gonna turn on the parking lights and as well as the rear tail lights. And then in that, we have to actually wire in the brake light switch so that the brake lights only come on whenever you hit the brake light or the brake pedal. So it's a lot of confusing parts moving around, but I think that we have the perfect way that we're gonna do it, and we'll see how it goes.
Would you turn it off? Or?
Hey pal,
What's up?
you look nice and cozy in there.
This is awful. 10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Look at this. Look at that.
Big headache.
Can you
You see that on camera?
can you tell us what you're doing with this?
Dude, so my good brother here, Tyler Berry, has to have 2 different speeds for windshield wipers. We can't just have on and off like a simple person. So we got power coming from our board here. Got a power wire coming for the wipers. That's going to activate the low speed. And then we have the high speed wire here that we're going to activate with the switch that I've lost. I'm not sure this
Is it the one that's in your hand?
So never mind. Oh, it's on my lap. It's on my lap though. So we're gonna run low speed into the bottom of this switch. We're gonna have high speed coming off of the top of it. That way, whenever he hits his wiper switch up here, that's gonna turn the wipers on in slow. And then when he comes down here and hits this, it's gonna make them go fast. Fair enough. So power here, faster, slow here. Complicated stuff, man. Super complicated.
So originally I was going to just run a 1 speed on the wipers, and it was going to be fast because I would rather have way too fast than too slow, especially mid drift. But I did see an interview that Hoonigan Autofocus did with Michael Essa the other day, and he actually had a switch wired in to his dash panel to where it was just a toggle switch, and it toggled high speed and low speed. So I thought that was a pretty simple and cheap way to get both speeds, so I just went out and bought a on-off switch, and we're gonna wire that in to make it to where we can actually use low speed if we need, and high speed if we need to do that as well. So that's what we got going on there.
Sorry about getting tongue-tied. You're a big dog. Oh.
All right, so the front is wired as far as headlights go. He's got this running up through here, attached to the power. I've just got to run the ground. And this one is what's gonna control the parking light, so that it will be on whenever we have the headlights on. Go mosey on back here and see what he's doing. Hey! Hey you!
Hey there! What are you doing?
What you got going on back here, my friend?
Tail lights, brake lights.
Did you figure out the brake light switch issue?
Finally, yes, we did get the brake light switched out. So we ran a 12 volt constant to the brake switch, and then now we have, this is the momentary power that comes back for when you press the brake. So we're tying that in now to the stock wiring plug, and running it over to the other side. And once we get done with that, we're pretty much done with the wiring.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. We still got a few grounds to run and things like that, but you know, the rough end is done at least.
Yep.
That's gonna be the main thing.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys that I'm very thankful for this man right here, because he is doing the extra work and going the extra mile to make sure that every joint is soldered instead of butt connected, where if it was me, everything would be butt connected, but he wants to do it right, and I'm all for it. But yeah, I really appreciate this guy doing all this hard work. It would not look as good if I were to do it, because I'm very impatient, and I would just butt connect everything together and it would be thrown together and probably not look half as good as this. So
Bro was trying to hook up a jump starter kit to the wipers to make sure that they were correct. That's like impatient if I've ever seen it.
Just wanted to make sure that it would work.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be
I'm nervous that we're gonna get all this wiring done. We're gonna set the engine in the car, and we're gonna go to try and turn something on, and it's not gonna work. Then we're gonna have to go back to step 1 and try and figure out the wiring. Yeah. So once we get everything hooked up, I think we're gonna make it a point to try and turn everything on. But until we get to that point, we're just gonna leave it alone and be surprised in the end. Right?
That's right. Surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Alright guys, so I think that is going to do it for this video. As you can see from the past couple of days that we've been working on this, we got a lot done on the car. It's obviously not ready to fire up as far as wiring goes. We do have a couple other things, like we're going to be wiring up this LED strip for the front and the back. I got to put that in. So we've been waiting on the wire for that before we went any further with the taillights. But as you can see, the taillight wires are run back through here. Going through here, we've actually got this wire or this light all plugged up and grounded. Goes through here and back out here. This is gonna be, as you can see, we've already got one of our pigtail wires hooked up, which is the actual tail light itself. And then this wire is going to be our actual brake light, which we're going to be running these wires, which go to this light. It runs down through here, and here we're gonna just tackle putting that into here so that it works off of this light right here. We thought that might be the simplest way to do it, so that's how we decided to run it. So we will do that at a later date once Jacob is able to come back. But we've got a solid maybe couple hours left, and this thing is completely wired up, other than what we don't have in the car already, which is like the fan, the water pump, the starter, that kind of stuff, because we're gonna wait till we get everything in place before we do that. But we have a surge tank and we're redoing all of the fuel lines, so that will be in maybe the next video or the video after that, depending on how everything lines up. So I'm looking forward to that video, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to redoing the whole fuel system on the E36.0 as well. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, be sure and like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you're notified anytime something comes up. But we'll see you guys on the next one. See you.